short. For life, pray to God. So I love my time till I'm gone. Vices I dealt with the wrong. Exhaling the nimbus, head pain in my song. I'm loving a heavenly touch, got a and I'm. This life kinda short be on job. Yeah, be honest, do not stay to a boss. I'm seeing my people be lost, so I'm finding a way.
Big bank need racks on me. Stack that, keep.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And tipping us off here, a terrific performance of the national anthem. We'll be right back with more. Hold on tight and don't go away. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. And tonight we've got the Memphis Grizzlies playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here to check it out. Now that the mid-season grind is well underway, you look at San Antonio. They're having a solid season, 5th in the conference and looking to move up. And checking out Memphis, they're down in the 9th position.
And you know, for the Spurs, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the year's gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
Abundantly clear. I mean, they can compete with any team in the league, and I think they still have some upside, room for improvement.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Grizzlies first found an identity with grit and grind. As a rookie, Jaren Jackson cut his teeth alongside Mike Conley and Marc Gasol. And he said, now it's next gen, but it's still the same sort of mentality. We take defense seriously. That's our staple. And when you do that, you usually win. Guys?
They do. Great philosophy and attitude. Thanks, D.A. Well, Greg, it's New Year's Eve, and you'd like to enter the new year, wouldn't you? Coming away with a win, right?
No doubt. Certainly gives a boost to the proceedings. Not always possible, and if not, no time like the new year to turn the page.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. The guard pair, Murray and White. Keldon Johnson is out there with Young, and it's Gonzalez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Memphis, Adams at center with Jackson next to him. Then it's Morant. Then there's Dylan Brooks. And it's Bane in at the 2. And it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. Gonzalez with it. He's picked up by Morant. Jackson comes over with the double. Now here's Brooks. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Inside, outside, mid-range. Brooks has the accuracy to make whatever look he gets work for him.
Here's Gonzalez. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
Tell you what, you'd hate to be the guy having the responsibility of guarding him.
Here's Bane following the bucket by the Spurs, and Brooks gets it to go.
Oh, spacing the floor. Brooks is comfortable shooting it from deep.
Gonzalez into the lane. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
An absolute bully in the lane. Nothing the smaller defender could do there.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Morant against Gonzalez. Adams, the pass to Bane. Shoots over White. Bane, no good. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. Here's Gonzalez. Goes up high for the 2-handed dunk.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious 2-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
And so it's Memphis with it after the basket by San Antonio. And Adams kicks to Morant. Shot from 12. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The Spurs have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
And coming out of high school, John Morant said he was a no-star recruit. One reason he may have been overlooked was his small-town upbringing, growing up in Dalzell, South Carolina.
Here's Morant following.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Passes it to Gonzalez. And he dunks it down.
And he had more than enough room there for one of those trademark slams that he's become noted for.
And Greg, don't you think once he got that space, you just knew it was going to happen?
So did the defense.
Yeah, that's right.
And I tell you what, he does not squander those chances. I mean, he's always going to punch it home with that kind of chance.
And Adams kicks to Brooks. Murray against Morant. Into the lane. And the shot goes in. Morant's got his second basket of the night.
And it just seems like Morant is always ready to outwork the defense. A big effort pays off for him there inside.
Gonzalez, that's good.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Here's Jackson. 2 points. That one goes.
And I like seeing Jackson use that length on the offensive glass. You don't have to be the most physical guy when you have a wingspan like that.
And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Spurs out in front, up by 3. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Spurs.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And so it's Memphis with it. It's a 3-point game. On the court for San Antonio here in the second. The guard pair, Murray and White. Mr. Fundamentals is out there with Young. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot.
Tough task trying to corral Clark there, especially when he's looking to score.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And he's there at 71 from the line this season, probably below where you'd like to see him.
And, fellas, I think you have to like his improvements over his free throw numbers from a year ago. It's not a significant number or a huge amount, but it's improvement nonetheless.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And that one falls for Clark. And Greg, you made your money on the defensive end. What was the toughest kind of player to defend? A one-on-one guy or a constant movement type of player?
I've always will say that it's harder to guard movement. You know, as a defender, you drill a lot about guarding the basketball. But when a guy is great without it, man, that is the hardest job you can have defensively.
Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against the Heat. Here's Gonzalez. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Jones, the pass to Tillman. Down low. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Anderson.
And there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position. And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Johnson, the pass to Gonzalez. It's rebounded by Memphis.
And one of Johnson's teammates recently called him country strong. And Johnson himself acknowledged he has a lot of room to get even stronger. That is scary.
Now here's Jones. No points in the game yet for him. Clock at 4. Anderson finds Jones. Lets it fly from 18. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
And Greg, along with the power, Johnson brings great athleticism.
And that makes him a tremendous rebounder. Can switch defensively. It's within the realm of possibility that he becomes an all-star someday.
1:04 left in the first half. Outside, Jones. Pass to Tillman. Clark outside. 5 on the clock. Bombed up there for Clark. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson's checked in for Tillman. Dylan Brooks comes in for Kyle Anderson. Baines checked in for John Conshaw. And it's Morant in for Tyus Jones. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for San Antonio. 3-point lead. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit, and their journey is just getting started. That'll be the second of 7 straight on the road. And Memphis making a change here. Adams checked in. .30 seconds left to play here in the half. Morant looking around. And finished off by Morant.
Fantastic instincts there by Morant. Sizing up the D and then just taking what he sees.
Here's Gonzalez. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
The Spurs shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, you know, I really think the hard work they put in the offseason and so far this year really making a big difference. I mean, they've made a huge improvement in their shooting at the line.
One shot.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by.
Well, a quick defender like White who's aggressive and strong, man, that's a nightmare for you if you're on offense.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Spurs lead by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what did you see in the first half?
We had ball movement. You know, we weren't in mud. The guys were in attack mode. Nobody held the ball. You know, you pass, catch, or shoot. And we did that a lot in the first half.
Yeah, you had them swiveling, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. And in that period, the most they trailed by was 3. They gained a little ground there in the second quarter. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
It's great to see a team going inside, challenging the defense in the paint. You don't see that mentality as often in today's game. So much is guys want to stay on the outside. They don't want to get sweat equity.
And over to the big fella. Your thoughts on the Grizzlies' first half?
Right now, they're playing well only on one end of the court. All their energy has been spent on the offensive end. And that's a change. They're just going to keep giving up easy buckets, and the game's going to get away from them.
First half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Mr. Fundamentals in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Memphis, Adams at center with Jackson next to him. Then it's Brooks. Then there's Ja Morant. And it's Bane in at the shooting guard. Puts it up off the inbound. Brooks misses. Spurs leading by 4. Outside, Gonzalez driving inside.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Morant against Murray. Morant passes to Adams. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
And so it's Young who brings it up for San Antonio. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Gonzalez, that's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Morant. 6 points for him. Great open look there. Morant's got 8 points.
And with the pace that Morant plays with, that mid-range is a great option. He can surprise defenders expecting Ja to drive it. And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Mr. Fundamentals really making a difference here.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Jones. That shot off. And the Spurs going the other way now.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Gonzalez into the lane, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
And so here's Memphis following the bucket by the Spurs. White the pass to Johnson. White trying to get open.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
Here's Jones. And Gonzalez pulls it down. Gonzalez has got his 4th rebound in this one. Drives to the hoop, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Morant, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Clark finds Morant. Driving in. Now the pass to Tillman. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Second team foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Xavier Tillman taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw, good. Here's Murray. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Gonzalez, that's good. And the Spurs lead by 17.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
He gets it in there.
And I'm amazed at Morant's ability to take contact and still stay in full control.
And so it's San Antonio. Their lead at 15 going into the break. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter, the guard pair, Murray and White. Young out there with Mr. Fundamentals, and it's Johnson in at the 3.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And it's Morant missing.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And it's Desmond Bane with the foul. That's his first foul. Now off the inbound, and the shot goes in. Gonzalez has got 43 points.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
Young against Morant. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
And really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
You know, we know Murray's got some creativity to his passing game, but no need to be creative there. I mean, he sees the wide open man and zips it right to him.
The Grizzlies trail by 19. Bane passes to Adams. He feeds it to Jackson. Out to Morant. 3-pointer. They get it back. Brooks outside. And the 3 off target. San Antonio leading by 19 points. Here's Gonzalez, and that one is hammered home.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Spurs.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
they can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
We know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Mr. Fundamentals.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Now here's Brooks. Just 5 on the clock. The Grizzlies with another miss. Smooth sailing for San Antonio. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Gonzalez passes to Murray. Gonzalez down low, guarded by Jackson. Off on the layup. Inside, and stolen by Murray. Gonzalez against Brooks, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.